So if you've seen Ferrari's recent announcement about the new manual transmission coming into their V12, the 12 Cilindri, you might be excited to think that manual transmissions are coming back. And they are, but not in the way you think. Not this old school manual transmission. It's going to be more like this. This is a video game shifter. I'm actually kind of excited about it. Let's talk about this. Yeah, so you probably heard, Ferrari is adding a manual transmission option to their 12 Cilindri. And the beautiful thing about this, it's going to be adaptable across multiple vehicles. The vehicle in question is 12 Cilindri. It's a 12 cylinder with a DCT 8-speed. So it's an 8-speed manual gearbox with servos, so you got like flappy paddles to control the gears, okay? What they're doing, instead of providing a mechanical linkage to the shifter mechanism, like in this Honda here, where you can actually just shift it yourself, what they're going to do is put a shifter in, and you're still shifting the car, but it's not actually connected to anything. It's just going to be sending a signal to the DCT. So, number one, yeah, the shift feel definitely is going to be different. Number two, in my opinion, it's better than nothing, and I want to explain to you why. Okay, so this mechanism doesn't really impact the DCT system on the current car greatly. They're still going to use the same engine, the same transmission, the same servo mechanism to shift the gears. All you're going to get is a signal from this shifter to switch the gears instead of using the flat pack. And it's actually going to have a clutch too. The clutch isn't going to be connected to anything. It's going to send an electrical signal. But the inputs from the clutch and the input from the non-connected shifter are going to make it feel realistic, or about as realistic as you can get in a system like this. You're thinking, this isn't really as good as a straight up analog shifter mechanism. And you're right. But early reports, there's folks like Harry's Garage. He's a pretty famous YouTuber. He's been online a long time. A guy about like maybe my age, maybe a little older, from Britain, has actually tested the Ferrari shifter mechanism, the new one. And he said it's actually pretty good. It kind of feels like a gated shifter. To me, this is a positive thing. Because, I know this video game shifter, it's got a little bit of feel, but it doesn't feel anywhere near as nice as like a real shifter, right? Here you can actually feel the linkages shifted. But to me, it's better than nothing. Otherwise, you get nothing. All you get is an automatic with flappy paddles. Now, how it works. So it's going to be a 6-speed gated shifter in the Ferrari. And because it's an 8-speed transmission, what happens is you're going to have the shifter, and then you're going to have like a park, drive, reverse modes here as well. So if you just put it in drive, then it'll go all the way up to 7 and 8 on its own. You could put it in drive, not even touch this thing, it'll drive just like the Ferraris with flappy paddles. It'll shift itself if you want it to. But if you actually want to shift the thing, you can. The beauty of this is you don't have to go through EPA to like recertify a new manual transmission. Okay, so this programming is going to be just slightly changed, but because it has that drive mode, the automatic mode, that's what they use to certify the vehicle. So you can adapt this manual transmission mechanism really across the board on any car you want. Really, even EVs if you really wanted to, but mainly it's for the gasoline engines that haven't had manual transmission in a long time, right? A lot of them have DCTs now. To me, that's the beauty of something like this, and that's the really positive news. Cars, like Volkswagen GTIs, now they're all like VSGs. BMW 3 Series, I don't think there's a manual option except for like an M4 or something like that, right? Even 911s, there's very few of them that have a manual option. You can easily put something like this in. Tuners can probably even retrofit something like this very easily because there's no mechanical hookup, right? It's just another software input similar to the flappy paddle input. Like me, you're thinking, okay, this is nowhere near as nice as the old mechanical system. And I gotta say, you know what? It depends which mechanical system you're talking about, okay? I grew up and learned to drive on 80s cars. Now, if you remember 80s stick shift cars, there was basically like a throttle cable equivalent going to the clutch. So you had a throttle cable going all the way to the intake, and then you had another cable going to the clutch. And that cable, as the clutch wore in, basically, your shift point would change. So you'd have to go under the hood where the cable was going into the transmission, where it was actually pulling the throttle bearing. And like there's a plunger, you pulled it up and then you would adjust it, put it back down, and that would change your shift point back to normal as the clutch was going down. These things weren't maintenance free. If you ever bought a used one of these things, I had a bunch of old used Hondas and Volkswagens that I bought back in the day. These 80s, 90s Hondas and Volkswagens. That throttle cable would sometimes wear out, and the shifter cable would wear out. So when these things got to be like 7, 8 years old, the inner lining of this thing, of the cable, started wearing out, and all the dirt from the wearing out stuff inside would cause a lot of friction. So it would get very sticky. It would get very hard to push, very sticky. So you had to actually replace these cables. Every 5, 8 years, 10 years, whatever. I mean, these were not maintenance-free things. I had a couple of air-cooled 911s, and on the air-cooled 911s, not only did you have the shifter mechanism, but there was actually a separate mechanism for the clutch pedal. Those things are like the floor-mounted pedals. They had a separate adjustment too. And every couple thousand miles, you really had to do a little tweak in there as the clutch was wearing to make sure that your shift point was still like where you liked it to be. Okay, these weren't maintenance-free things. Probably a lot of you guys watching have driven those cars, but those aren't the ones you remember the most fondly. What you're remembering are the 90s cars, early 2000s, where they finally put in a hydraulic clutch system in. The hydraulic slave cylinder adjusted itself over the life of the clutch, so you never had to go in and adjust the thing anymore. You didn't have a cable wearing out, so it didn't bind and stick as it aged. To me, those were like the golden era of cars, like the 90s, early 2000s, for manual transmissions. By the time you started getting into like mid 2000s and on, especially by the 2010s, to me personally, a lot of the manual transmissions lost their feel. Okay, I had an 01 BMW, like a 330i Sport. It was a neat car, but it had a clutch delay valve in there, so it would kind of make a smoother engagement. Well, I didn't like that. I know how to engage a clutch smoothly, so it felt like this weird delay when you're not expecting it. I know a lot of guys at the time were pulling them out. So you had clutch delay valves coming in, rev hang coming in, also to make your shift smoother. You had rev matching on a lot of cars. So if you want to go like from fifth to fourth, fifth to third, you wouldn't. I enjoyed flipping the throttle. The car would do it for you, right? To me, all of these systems, and I know you could disable like rev hang, rev matching on a lot of cars. They started to make the car feel less mechanical, like you weren't as connected. It was starting to feel more like you're playing a video game rather than actually driving the car. Okay. I remember I drove a Cayman once, one of the newer Caymans, with the 4-cylinder turbo, and I was actually surprised between the rev matching, rev hang, the shifter was oddly smooth. It didn't really feel like this, where you felt linkage in it. It felt more like this thing. Like it was just about the level of friction, just about the level of smoothness. It literally felt like a video game controller to me. And even the shift, the clutch, it was kind of like almost foolproof between all these different systems they put in there. It kind of like the joy of shifting was gone a little bit. It felt very like video game like, right? So I guess my point in telling you this is the classic, manual shift driving experience that you think you're getting. I mean, that hasn't really been around for more than 20 years. The new stuff does more feel like a video game. So to me, Ferrari putting in this kind of shifter in there, with this kind of feel, actually I know it's going to feel better than this thing. It's kind of like going, buying like a 2015 manual transmission car. I imagine that's how it's going to feel, in the shift the shift mechanism and in the way the clutch operates. So I think we are getting that option back. And number two, because this is so easily adaptable across any car with a DCT, I'm hoping we see this option across the board, or at least the option to retrofit this in the aftermarket. So we're going to kind of get like a manual transmission vehicle back again. That is why this is good news to me. So anyway, so my summary about this new V12 manual transmission option that we're seeing, it's better than nothing. Like I said, otherwise you get nothing. You get just a DCT box and flappy pedals, I mean, think about like even Corvettes. I mean, the C6, C7, we have a C6 Corvette here, my son's track car. Um, those, the C6 and C7 are the last of the manual trans. C8 is not manual trans. That's why C7 values are going up. That's like the last of the real manual transmission fuels. Imagine being able to retrofit something like this onto a Corvette. That would be awesome. Because I don't think Corvette has plans to put a manual trans in those things anytime soon. So like I said, for me it's good news. I see it as a potential to kind of get the manual transmission feel, at least like a 2015 era manual transmission feel back in the car. And it's easily adaptable, so maybe we can even retrofit on cars we didn't think we could retrofit it on. And again, to me, when people are complaining about the old school feel, I think a lot of you don't really maybe have ever experienced the real old school feel, like the 80s ones. With the binding clutch cables, having to adjust the mechanism constantly. You're thinking of the 90s. To me, that's like the golden era of manual transmission cars. I want that back too, but I'm not sure we're getting it. And I know we have EPA regs that are coming right now. The changes that this president has made, that basically say you can do whatever you want kind of for EPA regs. If you don't meet them, there's no penalty, right? So that implies to me that all the automakers can put in regular engines again and manual transmissions, and if they don't meet EPA regs, there's no fines. That was the key rule change that happened under this administration. I'm hoping some of these guys start developing manual transmission cars, like real manual transmission cars. But you got to think the rest of the world isn't going that way. The rest of the world, if anything, is going more toward EVs. So which automaker is going to spend the time now to develop a real manual transmission car? I'm hopeful, but I'm also skeptical about this. Okay. And number two, I think a lot of automakers are also waiting out to see what happens when the administration changes in 2028. Will the rules just like flip-flop right back? Or what will happen, right? I mean, would you be investing right now tooling for a manual transmission line and a new, like a big V8 or something? Germany isn't going to let you sell there. A lot of Europe isn't going to sell there. China's going all EV. So, it's a sticky situation, right? I think this kind of shifter fixes a lot of things for us enthusiasts. It's better than nothing, like I mentioned. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. And thanks for watching.